you spend yesterday just kind of pulling up clips and seeing what you can do with a guy like Mark, or how do you prepare?
Got some cheesecake yesterday. Well, we've most importantly, we just had a good chat, really. I'm pretty familiar with him and what he can do, and there's you just cover some things and talk some terminology, just talk about, and most of the stuff he's been around enough that he's seen, right? And there's some things he hasn't that we do, and some of the terminology we use is probably unique. So we just go over that mostly. Good, comfortable conversation. He's excited to be here. See where we go from there.
What can a guy like that do for the flow of your offense?
Well, we'll have to see. I think everything's always a wait and see to see how it exactly fits in. But he's obviously a guy you can play through, right, from the inside or the outside. Very good passer. And hopefully, like I think two things that I think we could use that his skill set provides is maybe some downhill pressure relief, right? Should be able to get a little bit more back cutting and things like that, and then possibly just a settling force sometimes. Games get a little wild and crazy. You can throw it in and run a series of actions and go from there, and then sometimes you can throw it in the post and get a bucket maybe too.
Because he is so versatile offensively, does that make it easier to plug him in, or is it process of sort of?
I hope so. Again, I don't know, right? I don't know how it's all going to plug in, but you would assume a veteran player that is used to screening, picking and popping, handling and DHOing, should fit in pretty good. We run, again, a lot of similar actions that he's used to running. An extra added benefit is a lot of some of our plays that he runs with the Spanish national team are in, so we can lean on some of those. So that's nice as well. Well, I guess it's I hope, but I guess there's not much you can do until everything gets cleared and finalized and done through the paperwork, I guess. So we'll see if he's ready to go. We'll use him. If he's not, we won't. I guess it's that simple.
Do you expect to have Kawhi back?
Yes.
What do you think? Who do you think is going to interact with him more offensively? Would it be Kyle as a primary ball handler, or would you look to run him and Kawhi and pick him up? I guess it's too early.
No, well, with us, obviously Kyle and him will be in a lot of actions. That's not unlike any of our point guard and bigs, but again, as you guys know, once things get going, Kawhi's coming off, Fred, Norm, Pascal's coming off. We like to do multiple. Anybody that can play the pick and roll game ends up in a pick and roll scenario. So that's one of the things we talked about yesterday. Once we get into our open, that there could be a number of guys come flying off there. Yep.
You got 26 games left. You've added a major piece, subtracted a bunch, and presumably there's going to be a couple more coming at some point. How challenging is it going to be for your staff just to kind of constantly be integrating and updating and coordinating?
It's a challenge, right? But again, I think it's a guy that again, he's got a lot of experience. He'll pick things up pretty fast, I think. I guess we'll see. It is always a little bit of a rhythm issue, but I don't expect it to be a big issue.
How does he change your team defensively?
I don't know if he changes it that much, but we'll see. I think, again, he's a rim protector. He's kind of an anchor type guy or a captain of a defense guy. From behind. I think he's a good communicator from what I've seen. I think he'll execute, the coverages and game plans and things like that. So should be good. Again, he's a good defensive player. I think because of his size and because of his toughness and because of his mind. Yeah.
You guys added Malcolm Miller. I know he's a guy that you liked that summer league and last year a little bit. Nice to see him again and have him back.
Well, first of all, super happy he's back and playing, right? That was a pretty serious injury he had. And, the one thing about him is he understands what we're doing. He really understands his role. And he's got some good length defensively, and will do exactly what we asked defensively, and he'll take the challenge on some people. I mean, you guys remember? I think the game that always stands out for me is we went to Indiana and started him on Oladipo, and he didn't like it. Oladipo didn't like his length on him, so pretty good player to go out there and guard. Speed and undersized and quick and fast, and he did a good job. So it's always nice to have a guy that's a little bit familiar and that you are not afraid to put in. He'll play pretty mistake-free usually, you know what I mean, and do the right thing.
There's been a lot of speculation about what the front court rotation might look like, almost like there was back in training camp. Like, is this again going to be sort of a fluid thing, or do you know exactly how this is going to play out?
I would say it's super fluid right now, right? But again, I think it plays itself out. I think a lot of it will be matchup driven, like it was in the preseason. But I agree with you. We're back here again.